your corporate job to build your side hustle. Don't just abandon ship. I would abandon the ship because I'd save up money and say, okay, I've saved up this amount of money. I don't have to make money for 8 months. I'll just focus on building the business. But I had a ex-boyfriend who needed money. Need I say?
This one, yeah, we love this story. Now that you brought it up,
now you see why.
No. We're not going there. We're just going to keep
You see why
moving.
you guys can't be trained.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
when I lent him the money and the money did not come back when it should have, now I was in this quagmire of, okay, 2014 is the year I filed for bankruptcy. I had co-signed another ex-boyfriend's commercial lease.
Atiatia, tashokera.
Where?
Tell
Okay.
you, my downfall is the male species.
Hey. Wacha generalization.
Muliambiwa mwache mansi.
Has been.
Yeah.
So anyway, I co-signed my ex-boyfriend's back then 3-year commercial lease.
Wow.
And we broke up before the lease was over and he
Default.
exited. So who got sued?
You.
Me.
This is the One Mic Show. In the US, we live in a world where there's generally a high dependency on formal employment in the corporate field, where most of us are. Entrepreneurship is highly valued, but there's a perception of high barriers to entry, both financially and even hands-on experience. But in a testimony I mentioned earlier in the introduction of this episode, one of our avid fans, Ms. Tabitha Njeri, said that after attending one of your classes, she came out not only as a career coach, but earning 6 figures from the hustle. So Jen Mukami, please give us the brief process by which you transform just a regular day-to-day employee into a seasoned hardcore entrepreneur in a short period of time in a world where many in their 40s and over feel stuck in employment. Jen Mukami.
So we all, most of us will go through the same path. We come to the US, we get a corporate gig. I was there. I was in tech for 18 years. I went to college to get there, of course. And not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur. Let me start by saying that. Entrepreneurship is for those people who start to feel the itch. You start to get restless. You start to wonder, okay, I'm 40 something and retirement is 65 and I just can't see myself doing this for another 20 something years. Yeah. So I think let's be clear from jump that not everyone is supposed to be an entrepreneur and not make anyone feel as though they're losers or not doing what they should be doing, right? So as was my case, I did not wake up and say, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. No, I started losing weight. I started getting excited. I started realizing that people were coming to me for help and I was giving them a solution. And I did not want to own that, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a personal trainer, which I was when I started, because most of us working a 9 to 5, we have a home, we have a roof over our heads, we have food, our basic needs are covered, we're comfortable. So it takes something more to make you want to be an entrepreneur. So as the case of Tabitha, who you know, Tabitha came into one of the sessions I'm hosting in October, which I only host once a year. And she was interested in being a coach. She didn't even know what type of coach she wanted to be. This is maybe 4 years ago. And she came into my program and I helped her identify what type of coach she wanted to be. But not only that, teaching her about here's what you need to do on social media to accomplish that, and holding her hand through the process, getting her to launch and starting to get clients and starting to build the business. And in a very short time, she was making 6 figures from her coaching business, which was a side hustle from her 9 to 5. Can anyone accomplish this? Yes. I didn't believe I could do it too, because remember, I was working in corporate and I'm a risk taker. Unlike most of you who are smart people, I would say use your corporate job to build your side hustle. Don't just abandon ship. I would abandon the ship because I'd save up money and say, okay, I've saved up this amount of money. I don't have to make money for 8 months. I'll just focus on building the business, and I want all my attention focused on this. That's what I did in 2018. But in 2018, I lost all the money I'd saved. Long story. Okay.
Allah.
I think that's
How?
that bank. Those guys, they gongad her again.
Oh,
Again.
Yes.
or that was before the bank.
No, this same bank.
Oh,
Oh no,
this
sorry.
is 2018. This is
Okay.
2018.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a long story, but 2018, I quit my corporate career here in Atlanta, and I was all set to build my business now the right way. So I'd saved enough to kind of give me that my bills are paid for 8 months. I can just focus on building the business. But I had a ex-boyfriend who needed money.
This one, yeah, we love this story. Now that you brought it up,
Now you see why.
No. We're not going there. We're just going to
You
keep
see why
moving.
you guys can't be trained.
yeah, okay,
You can't.
okay, yeah,
So anyway,
Yeah.
when I lent him the money and the money did not come back when it should have, now I was in this quagmire of, okay, now I'm broke again. Do I get another job to save more to finally build the business? And I need us to pause here because everybody wants that six-pack body. Everybody wants the money. Everybody wants the house, the cars, the vacations, the trips. But when we're in the moments that are going to define us, what I call the struggle, we always fall back to the easiest thing. And in my case, when I was sitting there thinking, okay, I have two choices. I can get another tech job tomorrow, but that means I have to put my dream of building a business on hold. Which one do I want more? Do I want the easy way out, or do I need to be stretched and figure this shit out? And I chose to, you know what? I'm going to figure it out. And the way I had to figure it out came through me meeting a coach that was promising to help me accomplish what I needed. But I only had $100 in my bank account.
wow.
So I
Okay.
remember telling him when I was talking to him on the phone, I'm like, why had I not met you 6 weeks ago? Because I had money in the bank. And he says, well, can you at least put a deposit down while you figure out the rest? And I told him, I'm broke. I have $500 and my rent is due in 10 days.
Wow. This is, yeah.
And I said to him, I'm going to put down a deposit of $250. And I needed to pay him $12,000.
Eh? Ateke.
Ati.
Needed to pay $12,000 for 8 weeks of coaching.
Does that coaching come with a job or a
I
business?
paid him $250 and I got off the phone and I literally cried my eyes out. I'm like, I don't know how I'm paying my rent. I have $250 in my bank account. I need this coach in my life and I don't know what I'm going to do.
Was this coach recommended, or this was somebody, the path you wanted to go?
This is a coach that had popped up on my Facebook and that I'd watched for about 8 months.
Okay.
And I remember thinking, and I'd attended his master, and I remember thinking, when I'm ready, I'm gonna go to him.
Wow. You know,
Okay.
yes.
So I'm slowing down in this particular incident because this is the incident that changed everything for me financially. Okay. And I'm slowing down on it to explain that as much as we want so much from life, when we get stretched, we either defer the dream and go back to default settings or we jump. So I went to the bank. No, first I went online. I'm applying for credit cards. First of all, I filed for bankruptcy in 2014. Nobody can give me a credit card. I have no debt in the US. I have no debt at all. Okay. So I was applying for loans. No one will touch me. I walk into the bank and I say, hey guys, can I get a loan? And my bank gave me a loan for $25,000. I paid the coach And I was like, okay, I can exhale because I have some money to float me for a few months. But by God, when I paid that man $12,000 for those 8 weeks, I went to work. In 3 months, so 12 weeks from when I paid, I made $70,000.
Wow. So 3 months from after the coach's class, or
No, during.
No.
during
So
the coach's class.
I started making money while with the coach in week 4.
Wow. You know,
And she still had another 4 weeks
You know,
to go.
Jen
'cause she said
Mukami-
8 weeks, right?
yes,
Yeah.
there's so much, like we're trying to digest here.
I
You
know.
Yeah. So first of all, I did not even know about the bankruptcy in 2014. I mean, I follow you. I may have missed that if you ever talked about it, but I did not know about the bankruptcy in 2014 because bankruptcy can be very, very destructive. I've never gone through one, but I've worked in the financial industry. And I know how destructive it can be. A lot of people never recover from that. Then you're talking about 2018, and you're saying you had, I don't know, 100 or 500 bucks in your account. And I'm like, in 2018, Jane Mukami was already a big deal. She was,
Definition of a big deal. A big deal. So let's break it down.
yes.
I'm gonna take you back a little, if that's okay.
Yes, that's okay.
So we tracked pretty well. 2010 is when I hired the coach who kept me from having liposuction.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
2011, I started bodybuilding. 2012, I'm still working corporate. I started fitkenyangirl.com, the blog. I'm still working corporate. 2013, I'm still working corporate. 2014 is when I took a break from corporate. I took a break in between gigs and decided I needed to do something different with my life. I was feeling very restless, like I'm not happy. Yes, I'm making good money, but I'm not happy. I want to do more fitness stuff. So I took a pause from my job for about a month, and I made the decision, or the answer came to me, that I needed to focus on fitness. And if it didn't work out, I could go back and get a job. That's the year I sold. 2014, I made the decision to move back to Kenya in 2014. 2014 is the year I filed for bankruptcy. I had co-signed another ex-boyfriend's commercial lease.
Ati tashokera.
Where?
Tell
Okay.
you, my downfall is the male species.
Hey.
Kwa-
Wacha generalization.
Has been in
Muliambiwa
the
mwake
past,
months.
Yeah.
has been.
Yeah.
So anyway, I co-signed my ex-boyfriend's back then 3-year commercial lease.
Wow.
And we broke up before the lease was over, and he
Default.
exited. So who got sued?
You.
Me.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm going to court being asked to pay $88,000.
How? Mwadhani.
The only thing that saved me is when I was working in tech, I used to work on corp to corp. I think most of you know what that is.
Okay.
So the companies would pay my company and I would receive a W-2 from my company.